Hello there everyone and welcome back to Better Than Wolves. I am back by myself because Kate's at work still. We had a bit of a disaster that we did not manage to catch on recording. You may note the absence of howls, barks, and other such noises here, and the absence of the intricate timing system that I built the other day. Yes indeed, our dogs are dead. And it's because I made a mistake. I made a pretty big mistake and I didn't even realize it at the time. You see, I ran this wire all the way over there somewhere, right? Well, when Kate and I were caving, the timer wasn't loaded, but the wolves were. So the wolves slowly starved to death, or starved to anger, went feral, and tried to eat our faces when we came home. One of them even climbed up the ladder and almost took me apart. So, as of now, we have no wolves, is the short of it. And we're not going to get any new ones for a little bit because I need to be ready to give them somewhere to be before we go any further. So I've got a big list of things that will need to be done to get things even remotely ready for the wolves. They're a bit more challenging. But the new wolf feeding system has to be compact. Wow, look at all that dark still under there. Chunk errors telling me that there's a lot of work left to do down below us. In fact, this cave itself is not explored. That's a job for another day. Man, so much mine shaft down there. Ah. Can't believe it. There's still days of work to do down there. But that's a job for, as I say, another day. Let's see. So, the new wolf feeding system will have to be compact. It will have to be isolated to a single chunk. Let's grab some of this. And it will have to be specific to the wolves. Oh, good. There's one here. So basically a per wolf feeding system and a feeding system that feeds them as soon as they have pooped and are thus hungry again. So, and it all has to be in one chunk, which we will have to check using F3. You know, that good old system we don't use very often, but there it is. Because that way we can ensure that all of the relevant materials will be loaded if the wolves are active. The biggest challenge I'm faced with right now is that, to my knowledge, there is no way to separate sticks from bones, and there is no way to separate rotten flesh from glass bottles of the two types, the potions and the empty glass bottles. So that... one of the two glass bottles has the same properties as rotten flesh. The other one sinks. I just don't remember which one it is. Probably the full bottle sinks, the healing potions. But basically, that leaves us with a huge risk here at the village. Because if my memory serves, there are wolves in this village. And more specifically, there are wolves inside some of the village buildings. I believe the farmer building. So at the very least, I need to evict the wolves from the building and put them in a hole so that they won't cause us any trouble. Worst case scenario, well, let's just hope that the wolves haven't eaten the villagers' faces yet. Doesn't sound like it yet. These ones belong to Kate, I believe. Yep, there they are. Alright, let's start with getting them outside. Because if these guys go feral, they would just potentially run up and just eat the face right off of our villagers. Okay, you get out. Come on. Get out of here. There we are. Okay. Alright, you two are done. At least we're secure from any feral dogs. It doesn't... At least the villagers are secure. Alright, let's check for any others. I don't recall if there were any others in any of the other buildings. I don't believe there were, but it's always good to check these things. Especially the buildings that have actual villagers in them. Oh, we've had a zombie. And we're missing a villager. What happened here? Why do I have a feeling that something got in here and ate somebody? Or was there always... No, there wasn't always a gap here. Somebody has been killed. Dang it. Okay, well, that's what happens when you don't seal up the door properly. And a very good reason to seal the door. Okay. So, anyways, that's part one of the tasks for today. I'll track down the rest of the wolves here. But the other task... There they are. Hope I've got enough. We have a whole bunch of really significant goodies back at our home base now that were silk touched. And silk touch is only marginally useful without fortune. It makes it more efficient to farm the things, but at the end of the day, if you don't have fortune, there's only a limited reason to have silk touch, and you still freak me right the heck out. I can't remember if you had one for sale. You don't yet. Okay. Anything that I can sell to you? No. What do we have here? Everything except for sticks, dang it. Pearl, though. I can get another Eye of Ender. I don't think there's actually much use for these anymore, though. Oh well, let's get one more of them just to... Wait, hold on. Those are used... Those are still... Are they still used for ender chests? Can't remember now. Ah, come on, guy. Give me a scroll. Okay, I gotta go get some sticks, and I will be right back when I've got the scroll. Well, that took a lot of doing. It's been quite a block of time since I recorded earlier. I finally got the scroll, which we'll show you here, but boy, is it ever expensive. And it has taken me a long time to get the resources traded to these guys to get the last of the items I need, or the emeralds. This guy's been locked up the entire time. This guy has... There we are. Alright, let's see what he's got now. But yeah, 48 emeralds and a piece of paper. Of course I left the paper. Yeah, of course I did. Brilliant. Let's leave the necessary item at the... well, it's just over. It's over with the librarians. Have to say, the villager trading system is challenging, but unfortunately it's also just a tiny bit on the tedious side. Trying to... Oh, did I use up all the... Oh, I had better not have used up all the paper. Well, I've got lots of reeds, so I think reeds can just... Paper can just be made straight from reeds. So that's no big deal. And there's some right there. Yep, there we are. Problem solved. All fixed. Okay. So, the reason why I was so focused on getting fortune today is because we actually don't have... We have one stack of redstone dust left. So, I need to get some extra punch for my from our work the other day. Alright, you. Give us your overpriced scroll. Yeah, that hurt. And now you want to uncheck. Yeah, that's not bad, actually. But we have no money to do it with, so... That was every emerald we have. I just used up to get that. So I'm going to take this home, create a mattock for it, enchant it, and... Well, I'm not sure I'm going to use it right away. It'd be really nice if I could get this blacksmith leveled up as well. So let's see what he needs to level. He will only level nothing. Right. He will Craft me iron boots. He wants gold. I can get him gold. Yeesh. It's the emeralds that are the problem because there's no... Well, I guess I could go mining, strip mining underneath a mountain range to try and get emerald ore with silk touch. That could help. Because I could then fortune it for hopefully extra emeralds. But that's a job for another day. The important thing is I have the silk, I have the fortune scroll, and when I come back in a few moments, I'm going to see if I can start figuring out the automated wolf management system. So, see you in a bit. Hey guys, it's been a couple of days, but we're going to continue this episode. First of all, here is the Fortune 3 pick. So we're going to see how much goodies we're going to get out of this pile of ores we picked up the other day. And we're going to do that outside in our prototyping field because we're going to do a prototype today. But first, a little fun. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 2 is 10 by... 5 by 2 is 10 by 2 is 20. Is it exactly 20? I guess it was. Cool. So 20 blocks of lapis ore will yield, with fortune, a lot of lapis. Which is good because we've got that silly beacon that we're not quite finished building yet. I don't know what the expected return from normal picks is, but this looks like a lot more than normal. So I'll take it. Nearly 4 stacks. All right, 30 redstone. 3, 4, 5. And let's see, from 30 blocks of redstone ore, we will get... the expected return from redstone. Oh, I had a stack of redstone already in my inventory. So that's going to throw things off just a little, but that's okay. But the expected return from redstone is usually between around 4, I think. I think that's the maximum normal redstone normally returns. So 4 times 30 means we should expect 120 at max. And we are going to have, hey, let's see, I think I had just a little under a stack left, so we'll call that, so just about 3 stacks. Cool. Now for the real special one. 14 blocks of diamond would usually yield 14 diamonds, period, because it's a 1 per block. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 17, 21, 24, 25, 29, 33, 34 from 14 blocks. That is a really good return on investment. If I can get my hands on some emerald ore, that will make getting the next scroll much easier. Good grief, are those ever expensive, though. There we go, our return. Okay, so the job for today, the prototype of the day, is I need to quickly work out the design of my wolf breeder. Or not my wolf breeder, but my wolf feeder. As you see, the wolves... yeah, well, we talked about this earlier, so you know what I need to do. I need to build a system that can feed the wolves and then feed them straight up. So it needs to be compact and automatable on an individual level. So what we know is if this is where the wolf is sitting, we're just going to put him up a little higher. So if that's where the wolf is sitting, up off the ground, what we know is, we'll put him down 1. We don't necessarily need to make this perfect right now. It's just a proof of concept. So if the wolf is right here, what we know is that we need at least 1 block space around him. because that's the space that's necessary for the poop to fly out. If you have them compacted into a 1x1 box, it will not go where you need it to go. So the wolf will poop randomly anywhere into this box, and it will fly like crazy. So that's sort of part one. So part two is, okay, so we obviously have a water stream coming in from one corner and flowing over to the other corner. Now over in this corner, this is where it gets interesting. So the item comes flowing over and falls out, say, through a gap in the wall right there. Let's call that the outflow right there, okay? So what happens when an item falls past here is it will be detected. So it's going to fall past there and down one block further. And the detector block will generate a signal. I'm going to create all these torches because I think I'm going to need them. That signal can be transmitted vertically to, let me think. So if that's the wolf, then feeding can be on this level right here. And what we need is a feeding system. We don't need this completely sealed in. Okay, so the feeding system will go right there. And what I don't know is, can these be placed upside down? Namely, classic dispensers. Well, let's find out. I don't remember if 1.5.2 had been changed yet or not. Yes, it had. Okay. So we have a feeding block right there. All right, and so that has to be powered. Now this is going to be the upper floor. Basically, it's going to be a two-story construct. One floor for accessing the product and one floor for generating the signal. So if we make that number 3, and we put this right here, that should do it. So if we put one... So the idea is that this thing has an always on signal on it, and when something falls past, it pops an item out. Because you see, it's going to be set up so that things will never get caught right here, which of course means I have to make sure that this right here is not. Probably be better if we did it this way, just in retrospect, if we did that. And then up by 1. Yeah, that'll be much lower risk. And then up by 2. And then here to there. Perfect. And that's really all there is to it. So that's part 1. Is that is how, other than, you know, sealing this thing up tight as a snare drum and putting water in it, that is our wolf feeder right there. Simple as that. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, and more than small enough for a single one to sit inside of a chunk, which is the really important thing. We don't want any risk of this system failing because the chunk, half of the timing system isn't loaded. So each wolf will have a dedicated timer and a dedicated feeder. And the only risk I run then is running out of wolf. But you see, the other really neat benefit to this design, and the other reason I'm using it, is there is room for that right there. If I can figure out how to automatically make kibble, then I can make sure that the feeders are refilled as needed. Now this is actually, what size is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5x6 says to me that I could fit 4 of these on a single chunk with some creative design. Which means that, and that's how many I planned on building. I plan on building 4 of these feeders. Which means you could have 4 feeders on a single chunk. Which is funny because that means actually you wouldn't need independent timing systems, but we're going to do it simple. We're going to go with the full meal deal here, so to speak. Make sure that the wolves are fully fed, easily fed and cared for. So that's step 1. That's the easy step. I got to build this one of these days, the item transport system. I'm looking forward to building that thing. It's a good thing I got the notes about how to build it, because it's been a while. I'll have to watch the video again to remember how I wanted this to work. Might also do a bit of revision on it before I fire it up for official. So part 2, and this is going to be the more challenging part of the project, is going to be automating the production of reeds. Because right now, we do not have a reed farm. Well, we have a reed farm. We have a fully not auto reed farm, which is unfortunate. Now, a reed farm is going to require block dispensers. And yeah, block dispensers and a detector block rather than a piston-based one. And the reason is it'll make the water streams, well, not necessarily easier to manage, but it'll reduce loss, loose items sitting around, that sort of thing. But I think we're going to have to design that next as well. And I might design that on the surface as well. Make a temporary one. Everything's temporary, right? Always temporary, always unfinished. That's what I do really well, isn't it? The other part I haven't figured out is exactly where I'm going to put the reed farm, which is part of the problem, because my whole rooftop garden plan is kind of predicated on the rooftop actually being well built enough to have a garden, and well, that just isn't the case yet. So I might just build it off to one side here, find a source of water, because I need flowing water for this thing to work, and just set one up temporarily and kind of take it from there. Okay, so give me a second and I will get myself organized, and I'll see if I can get this reed farm at least drafted out today. Welcome back, guys. Just doing the final prep work for the reed farm. So filling these planters requires bone meal and dirt. The planters, of course, are made in a turntable, or on a turntable and fired in a kiln. So I'll show you how this works, and then I'll show you how it's actually set up to work, like what's going on behind the scenes here. So the basic idea is we have reeds, boom, boom, all of the, this is actually going to be the final design. It's expandable if necessary, so there we go. So, and then the reeds grow a bit, you know, and they grow a bit more, and things happen, and eventually that one grows. That did not work exactly as I had hoped. What went differently this time? Oh, interesting. Okay, hold on a second. Something I've missed, apparently. I got it. It wasn't too bad. I'll explain in just a moment. But first, the thing triggers and drops the stuff into the center stream. A few things are going to be lost just because I don't have repeaters to make this powering system more efficient. That is way longer than it needs to be. But then, oh, that's not good. Okay, we have a minor problem. Actually, I think there's an easy solution to this. Let's see. Okay, if I put a redstone there. And this one is supposed to be a repeater, I believe. Yep, like that. And then we put this right here. And that right there. I think that will do it. That should keep anything weird from happening with the what? Oh, right. Turned it into a clock there. Oh, or I stepped in front of something. Okay. So let's see what happens here when this thing shuts off. There still may be a few details because I want to make sure that doesn't happen in the future because that was not good. Oh, I see. There's my solution right there. Try it one more time here. Just a little on-camera troubleshooting is all. So basically what I've done is I've told it there is no other way out. The water, there's no other way for it to go other than down this stream right here. So it says here in fine print, no, that did not work. Okay. One little detail to sort out here. Possibly like that, except I can't put... We'll sort that out a little later. That just may require a little bit of finessing of the design while we sort it out. And of course we're missing that one piece of redstone right there. Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright. Again, we will have to figure this out a little off camera. But for now, we'll just fix it by doing that. Torch right there, block dispenser right there, slab right there. Okay, that will do for now. That will at least keep the water from getting in. Okay, so I don't know for sure if they're going to grow here. I suspect they will. I don't anticipate any. Yeah, crap. Of course there's going to be an issue. Okay, well, I'll figure out how to power this block dispenser later, because this is actually the bio timer right here. So I may just have to tweak around with redstone or a couple repeaters here in a minute. But for now, we won't worry about that. Let's go in the back door, the temporary back door, which is really hard to access. Down through here and up through here. So it's a lot cleaner. It's actually not as complicated as it looks. So we have a vertical signal going straight to the pistons, which stay powered by default, just like the block dispensers. Pistons powered keep the water stream off. Block dispensers powered keep their things out. When the reed grows up in front of this block dispenser right here, it activates this piece of redstone, which triggers this monostable circuit. Monostable circuit sends a pulse down to this RS NOR latch, which shuts this torch off, picking up this torch right here, which thus allows this turns on the turntable. And the turntable will stay on until it makes one full revolution, triggering this monostable circuit to reactivate this torch, thus popping this torch out, shutting down the turntable, and reactivating the redstone. And that is actually all there is to it. It's a little clumsier than it could be because I was sort of designing it on the fly. I didn't have a clear plan on what needed to be built, but step one, automated reef farm, is in place. All I have to do is fix this one little bit of redstone, which I'm going to do right now. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. So once I've finished, once I get my hands on some more repeaters, I'll finish retrofitting all of these so that the walls are completely clean. But let me show you what the basic concept is. We'll make it work this time. So, Oh yeah, right. Right, we had a little... Oh, there it goes. Reed grows. Reed pops. Apparently those ones at the back are going to be stuck or at least take a while to move down. Oh! Okay, that went wrong. Still a little something that needs some work here. Okay. Alright. Well, I think I know what I need to do. Just 1 second. Okay, so the final design has one fewer rows than I'd originally planned, but it works. The only thing I need to do, as I said, is reduce the timer so that the reeds there have enough time to flow all the way to the end here. Because we really don't know how long they're going to take to grow. But there we go. And that pulse of water there doesn't matter anymore because, well, other than the fact that... Good grief. Alright, so the solution to that is just a quick little water catcher right here and right there. That will keep that pulse of water from getting the rest of the way out here and making a mess. But there it is. That is the first attempt at an automated reef farm here. I know it's not perfect, but hey, it's mine, and it should do the trick for now, because all I really need is something that's going to be slowly pulsing out a supply of reeds over time. Now, what did I... Oh, yes, the timer. That's the maximum amount of time we can put on that. Now, is there any way... Because the only way to lengthen it any further would be to have a... The minimum speed would be to have a another block dispenser on here, basically set up in a similar way to this thing, so that it'll pulse a signal once every 2 or something, a counter for all intents and purposes. But I won't worry about that for now. If I'll figure out the details of those 2 reeds at the end later. So that's all for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you all very much for watching. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.